Okay, so we will discuss about the investment in securities or investment in financial assets. So basically, we have two categories of investment in securities. We have debt securities and equity securities. Okay, so debt securities, it represents creditor relationship. Okay, so in other words, the investor is a lender. Okay, in substance, nagpautang yung investor. Okay? While kapag ang investment is in equity securities, okay, yung investor, literal, owner. Okay? Ang binili niya, ownership doon sa pinag-investan niya. Okay? So, anong purpose kung bakit nagkakaroon ng investment? Obviously, sabi dito, to have periodic income or to gain periodic income. So kung investment in debt securities yan, interest ang habol mo. Kung investment in equity securities yan, dividends ang habol mo. Okay? And also, one of the reasons kung bakit ka nag-i-invest sa mga financial assets is because for capital appreciation. Gusto mo yan na mag times 2, mag times 3, no? Yung investment mo. Then later on, kapag na-meet na yung target or objective na amount na gusto mo ma-achieve from your investment, saka mo siya kukunin. Or kung hindi naman, just a small profit is enough. Okay? Basta kumita yung investment mo, kahit small portion lang ng kita, okay na yun. Okay? Benta na agad. Okay? So, ang example ng debt securities, we have here government bonds, corporate bonds, treasury bills, treasury notes, certificates of deposit, commercial papers, and redeemable preference shares. Take note, preference shares is an equity item. Okay? Pero nagiging debt security siya kapag redeemable. Okay? Yung pinag-investan mo, sureball na kukunin niya pabalik yung binili mong preference shares. And kaya siya nagiging debt securities kasi one of the characteristics of investment in debt securities dapat may fixed maturity date. Now, in reverse, pagdating sa equity securities, walang assurance na ibabalik sa iyo yan. Okay, wala ring fixed date na kailan ibabalik sa iyo yan. Okay, it's a matter of initiative mo. Okay? Ang investment in equity securities, may ari ka dito eh. Talagang manalo matalo okay lang. Unlike pag investment in debt securities, ikaw ay lender. So hindi ka papayag talaga na hindi bumalik sa iyo yan. So hanggat maaari, ibibigay sa iyo yung specific date kailan ibabalik sa iyo. So ang example naman ng equity securities, common stock, ordinary shares kung tawagin, preferred stock, or preference shares, warrants, and stock rights. Now, pagdating sa PFRS 9, okay, usapang investment in debt securities tayo, okay? Dalawa yung test na dapat ipasa, okay, ng investment in debt securities para masabi natin siya ay dalawa din. Measured at amortized cost or measured at fair value through OCI. Okay? In general kasi, no, dalawa. Okay, dalawa yung pwede maging classification ng investment in debt securities. Okay? At amortized cost or at fair value through OCI. Dalawa din yung test, okay? Both tests should be passed, okay, by this investment para masabi natin ang investment ay either at amortized cost or at FBOCI. Okay? So, unang test yung business model test. So, sa business model test, okay, ito yung objective or purpose nung kung bakit nagkaroon ng investment, no? Pag hold to collect yan, okay, malamang tawag mo dun sa investment mo ay investment at amortized cost. Pero kapag ang business model mo naman ay hold to collect and at the same time sell, okay, especially when the market is favorable, ang tawag dun sa investment mo ay investment at fair value through OCI. Pero hindi natatapos yan kasi sabi natin, kailangan dalawang ipasa niyang test. Okay? Other than these two models, okay, business models, others na yung classification. Okay? So mamaya natin ituloy yan. Next, ito yung sinasabi kong pangalawang test, the SPPI test or solely payments of principal and interest. So, dun sa kanina nabanggit natin at amortized cost at FVOCI, okay, hindi lang enough na gets natin yung or klaro sa atin yung business model. Importante din na dapat for this two business models ay maipasa niya yung SPPI test. Ano ibig sabihin nun? So yung contractual cash flows ng investment, okay, exclusively dapat pertaining lang sa principal payment and interest. Kasi kung magkataon, sabi dito, if the contractual cash flows include other components such as those linked to stock prices, commodity prices, and other items, the asset fails the SPPI test. Okay? And therefore, that investment must be measured at fair value through profit or loss. So, kahit klaro sa initial objective na hold to collect or hold to collect and sell. Okay, so in effect, parang ito na yon. Tama ba? Ito na yung classification ng investment mo. Hindi naman pumasa dito. Okay, still, the classification of that investment would be measured at fair value through profit or loss. Okay, yun yung mangyayari. Okay? So, kung nakadepende, for example, may company, nag-i-issue siya, dalawa. Bonds, investment in debt securities yan eh. Tsaka shares, obviously, investment in equity securities yan. Sabi ni company, yung payment namin sa mga investor ng bonds, okay, yung interest payment sa kanila, magva-vary. Okay, hindi yan fixed rate, magva-vary yan. Magva-vary yan kapag yung shares price namin or yung stock price namin sa market ay bumaba or tumaas. Basta nakadepende siya. Hindi yan fixed rate, yung interest payment namin sa mga investor namin sa bonds namin. And for that reason, hindi siya papasa sa SPPI test kasi nakalink siya sa other components such as yung stock price nga. Okay? Or kung hindi naman, baka sabihin nung investee o yung mga investor namin ng bonds, instead na ang payment namin fixed rate sa interest, babayaran na lang namin kayo ng silver or gold. O, pag ganun, hindi rin pasado yun sa SPPI test. Therefore, kahit ang business model mo hold to collect, which is lalabas sana at amortized cost, or hold to collect and sell na sana FVOCI, hindi rin naman pasado sa SPPI test, o di ka babagsakan pa rin, that investment will be classified and measured at fair value through profit or loss. Now, additional information lang, itong investment measured at amortized cost, also known as held-to-maturity securities. Okay, sabi natin doon kanina, kapag ang business model ay hold-to-collect, yan, that investment would be classified at amortized cost. Okay, measured at amortized cost. Okay, basta pasado din dito. Okay? Klaro yun? Now, since ang business model mo or ang purpose mo, panghawakan siya hanggang mag-mature. Okay, so obviously, habol mo lang talaga dyan, interest siya yung principal. Okay? Yan. Other term yan, held to maturity securities or HTM. Now, yung investment measured at fair value through OCI or other comprehensive income. Other term yan, available for sale securities. Available for sale. So, anytime pwede siyang maging pambenta. Okay? So, ito yon. Yung kanina nga, yung business model mo, hold to collect and sell. Kumbaga, panghawakan mo siya until maturity, pero kung favorable yung market, okay, at mas maganda yung kikitain natin kung ibebenta na natin ngayon kaysa hintayin pa natin yung maturity, gagawin natin, ibebenta natin. Okay, so tawag din sa investment mo, measured at fair value through OCI. Okay, basta pasado pa rin sa SPPI test din. Okay? Dalawa dapat palagi ang test na ipasa ng investment para maklasify mo as ganito kung ang business model hold to collect, tapos okay tayo dito. And kung ang business model hold to collect and sell, ito siya. At FBOCI, basta pasado din sa SPPI test. If not, okay, hindi okay dun sa dalawang test, ito palaging kababagsakan ng investment in debt securities. So dito naman, okay, yung other classification natin, investment measured at fair value through profit or loss, or also known as trading securities. So other purpose to, other objective. Next, we have here transaction costs. These are incremental costs or necessary costs for the acquisition, issuance, or disposal of the financial assets. Okay? Take note. Kumbaga, necessary yan, importante yan, para formally ma-acquire mo, ma-issue mo, or ma-dispose mo yung financial asset na yan. Okay? Or financial instrument na yan. Okay, ano yung example ng mga transaction costs? Commission paid to agents, advisors, brokers, dealers, levies imposed by regulatory agencies or Security and Exchange Commissions, transfer taxes, doc stamps, duties. Yan po ay example ng mga transaction costs. Excluded yung mga elements patungkol sa debt premiums or discounts, any related financing costs. Kunyari, pinangutang mo lang yung pinang-invest mo, so may interest expense ka tuloy, hindi yun part ng transaction cost. Hindi naman necessary mangutang ka para ka lang mag-invest. Mas maganda mag-invest ka kung may excess pera ka. Tama ba? And other internal administrative and general holding costs. Hindi yan kasama. Okay, summary lang for accounting of investment in debt securities. So again, meron tayong investment measured at fair value through profit or loss or FBPL, and investment measured at fair value through OCI or FBOCI, and investment measured at amortized cost. Initially, ang measurement nila, fair value, eto naman, sa FBPL yun, no? Eto naman, fair value plus transaction cost pag FBOCI. Same lang sila ni amortized cost. Fair value plus transaction cost. So, in treatment ng transaction cost, again, pag FBPL at acquisition date, expense yun. Okay? Expense siya. Not capitalized. Pero for FBOCI and amortized cost, okay, silang dalawa, at the time na na-acquire yun, capitalized. Tara po. Now, ang transaction cost, pwede mo rin ma-incur yan upon selling the investment. So, pag binenta mo yan, ang treatment sa transaction cost na na-incur mo, babawasan yung sales proceeds. Okay? Out of your disposal of that investment. Okay? Same with this. Bawas siya. Okay? Bawas. Okay? Next, subsequent measurement. Okay? Ito naman ay fair value. Fair value. Okay? For both FBPL and FBOCI, fair value yan. Okay? Tapos sa amortized cost, malamang at amortized cost, less any impairment allowance. Okay? So ito yung may amortization schedule na gagawin. Okay? Ito naman, basically ang fair value dito, kung ano yung updated market price. Okay? At the end of a specific period. Now again, sabi natin sa balance sheet, pag present natin yung investment at FBPL, current asset yon. Yung FBOCI, normally, non-current asset yan. Same with at amortized cost, non-current asset. Eh sir, bakit may current or non-current asset dyan? Okay, ayan. Current or non-current asset. Again, non-current asset yan normally, no? Lalo na sa problem base. Non-current asset yan. Okay? Yung FBOCI tsaka amortized cost. Okay, bakit nagiging current or non-current? Kasi 'di ba may times naman na for example, yung long-term investment mo, okay, 1 year na lang from reporting period bago mag-mature, eh current na talaga 'yon. Or kung hindi naman, yung investment mo ay annually binabayaran. So, si investee, okay, installment yung pagbigay ng payment ng principal ng investment mo, okay? With that, magkakaroon talaga ng current portion yan and at the same time, non-current. Now, sa computation ng interest income, notice sa FBOCI, okay, tsaka amortized cost, eh parehas lang. Okay? Using effective interest method. So, nakadepende to dun sa ginagawa mong amortization schedule. May kita mo dun yung interest income na dapat mong i-declare or i-recognize. So, kung paano yan, mamaya papakita natin. Ito naman sa FBPL, you don't need to prepare the amortization schedule kasi nga, una sa lahat, etong FBOCI tsaka at amortized cost, okay? Normally, gumagawa ka ng amortization schedule nito kasi nga long term yan. So, may involve na time value of money. Unlike sa FBPL, hindi naman long term to eh. Okay, that's why you don't need to get pa yung amortization schedule niya, okay, at gamitin effective interest. Simply, to get interest income, face amount times the stated interest rate. Next, sa reporting ng changes in fair value or kung tawagin din unrealized gain or loss or holding gain or loss. Pag FBPL, recognize sa PNL. Okay? Pag FBOCI, yung changes in fair value, recognize sa other comprehensive income. Tapos, meron lang ditong note siya na with recycling. Ibig sabihin, from OCI, pwede yung malipat to PNL. Okay? Upon disposal. So, just in case hindi pa binibenta yung investment, okay, so pinangahawakan pa rin. So, any cumulative unrealized gain or loss, okay, ay recognize yan sa equity. Okay? Kasi take note, ang amount na nilalagay mo sa OCI, okay, under Statement of Comprehensive Income, good for the year lang yon. Okay? So, pag yan naipon, yung unrealized gain or loss na yan, naipon niya na naipon, okay? Klaro? Yan ay ipepresent mo sa equity, under equity section ng balance sheet. Okay? Cumulative amount yon. Pero yung changes lang for the year of the unrealized gain and loss, pinapakita yun sa OCI. Now, sa at amortized cost, okay, ito naman ay hindi nire-recognize. Ang changes in fair value hindi nire-recognize kasi nga ang business model mo kapag investment mo at amortized cost, panghawakan yan hanggang mag-mature. So, hindi mo tinitignan yung market price. So, any changes in fair value, disregard. Next, reporting of impairment, no impairment testing pagdating sa FBPNL. And then sa FBOCI, yes, we recognize the impairment. And at the same time sa at amortized cost, we recognize it in P&L. Now, any gain or loss on disposal, if you will notice, lahat sila recognize sa P&L. Okay? Upon disposal, recognize sa P&L. Ito, kinaklaro lang niya, yung na-recognize mo sa P&L, galing lang din yan sa OCI. Okay, yun yung nabanggit natin kanina, no? With recycling. From OCI, magiging P&L, basta upon disposal nung investment. Okay? Sige, practice lang tayo. So, what does the business model test and SPPI test together determine? Okay, so by passing this test, okay, nalalaman mo kung paano mo, yan, letter D as in dog, i-measure yung investment na yon. Okay? The investor's return from debt securities is generally in the form of, okay, debt securities. Return. Ang habol mo dyan as return, yung periodic interest income. Okay? Itong dividend sa equity yan eh. Equity securities. Which of the following is not example of equity security? Okay, common stock, preferred stock, warrants, corporate bonds. The answer is corporate bonds. Okay, sir. Di ba yung preferred stock pwede rin maging debt securities yan? Pwede. Basta redeemable. Okay, hindi naman sinabing redeemable eh. Okay, so ang tamang sagot, corporate bonds. Next, Valiant Bank invests 10-year government bonds to hold until maturity for interest income. The investment is measured at, okay, ano kayang business model yun? Kung panghawakan mo hanggang maturity. Okay, that's correct. At amortized cost. Okay? Next, number 10, Crystal Foods Corporation invested in corporate bonds that pay interest based on the price of gold instead of a fixed rate. So, under PFRS 9, the bonds should be measured at, okay, FBPL. Okay? Klaro po ba? Kasi kung panghawakan yung bonds para dun sa interest, di ba? Kung fixed rate yan, malamang pwede nating sabing at amortized cost yan. Eh kaya lang, nakadepende daw sa price ng gold, nakadepende sa price ng commodity. So bagsak siya dun sa tinatawag nating SPPI test. So FBPL ang magiging classification yan. Tama? Okay, next. Harrison Finance Corporation manages a portfolio of short-term securities to generate profit through active buying and selling. And therefore, the business model is FBPL. Okay? Next. Natura Green Corporation holds corporate bonds to both collect interest and sell them if market rates become favorable. So the appropriate classification would be, dalawang purpose, collect tayo ng interest. So in other words, panghawakan hanggang mag-mature, okay? And ibenta, okay, kung sakaling ang market ay favorable. So malamang FBOCI yan. Orion Bank invests in government bonds with fixed interest and maturity. Market values fluctuate, but the bank plans to hold them to collect interest. How are fair value changes treated? Again, ano mo ng business model to? Okay, with fixed interest and maturity. Okay? Bank plans to hold them to collect interest. So panghahawakan yung investment. So malamang investment measured at amortized cost to. Okay? Do we consider any changes in fair value? Hindi. Okay, kasi nga panghahawakan mo hanggang mag-mature eh. So letter C. Okay? Not recognized. Okay? Next, Atlas Holdings both investment for trading purposes. It incurred brokers fees and transfer tax. How are these costs accounted for? Okay, so brokers fees, transfer tax, tawag natin dyan, transaction costs. For trading purposes, tama, yung investment na binili. Okay, so yung transaction cost related dyan, hindi mo yan ika-capitalize. Okay, kasi for trading purposes, so malamang expense dapat yung transaction costs. Pero, number 17, Zenith Bank acquires bonds classified as amortized costs. So same pa rin, meron transaction cost tulad ng broker's commission and regulatory fees. How should this cost be treated? Take note, kapag ang investment at FBOCI or at amortized cost, okay, yung transaction cost, yan ay kinakapitalize. Kasi normally, pang long term yung purpose ng dalawang yon. Investment at FBOCI tsaka investment at amortized cost. So, letter B, added to the investment cost. Okay?